Good morning, everyone. I'm Sister Jenna, your host for our new America Meditating segment called Wise-ish. It's your power boost for the morning. It's for you to take your dose for your inner cure. Join us every day, Monday through Friday, from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45 ET. Don't forget, take your dose. See you soon.
I feel it now. It's all around me. A silent voice I can't deny. A mother's arms, how they surround me. They sing the beauty of my life. It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain. This love, this love. I close my eyes. It tells me.
Hello, everyone. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Good evening. How's everyone doing? Nice to have you join us again for our daily dose of our spiritual vaccine hour. Today's all about focus, and Brother Santosh was saying, I should have done this topic, sister, because I need to focus. And I was telling him that, but you are focused. You're focused on what you're passionate about. But of course, if somebody gives you something to do and you're not very interested in it, then you don't have the focus. So we're going to talk a lot about the power of being focused and how to be able to benefit from the practice of being focused. I'd like to thank everyone for their well wishes for me yesterday. I really received it. I feel it. And I will continue to keep receiving it. So thank you so, so much. And of course, I'll keep you all updated along the way. Well, guess who has joined us tonight to say hello? Because she knows that you've been remembering her. It's Sister Geeta. So she wants to come on and say hello to everybody. Hello, Sister Geeta.
Hello to you, Sister Jennifer.
How are you?
All of you, my loving family, brothers and sisters. I see the love you have for Baba, sitting down at this time of night to remember Baba. And I just pass at night and look at him and say, Good night, Baba. I am going to bed. Keep me in your lap or in your heart whilst I sleep.
Oh, it's so sweet. So what's your blessing for everyone who's watching you now?
Yeah, they're loving children of God. Very
Mm.
loving.
Mm.
Oh, wow, wow. I just wish one day I could see you.
When the museum opens up, okay?
Yeah,
We'll
the
see everybody.
museum, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see how dressed up she is, everyone?
I really like, you're all a family. You're all family for me.
Oh.
And I know you love Baba because you're still, with all that has gone on, you're still making effort to be with Baba. And look at
Daddy Janki is in the picture behind you,
She's
yeah.
in the picture behind me.
Yeah.
One day she was looking at me so strongly, and I felt some vibrations coming. And I said, Baba, why am I feeling this lovely? And he said, she is in the
Angelic form.
angelic form.
And she was giving you blessings. That's what it's
Yes,
about.
yeah.
We're so glad that you could say hello to everybody. Thank you for coming on tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you for being you, Sister
Oh,
Jenna.
well, thank you. I think people were expecting you to dance, but maybe next time. Yeah.
There's a lovely song, but you know I love you.
Yeah, there she goes.
Oh yes,
That's
I
all we
love
have to
you.
do.
You know I love you, Baba, and I love my brothers too. 'Cause, we're all brothers.
Thank you. Give her a big hand. Thumbs up, everyone.
All right,
Thank you,
now,
Sister
all the
Gita.
best. Wow. Oh, when I see you in the golden age, my goodness, we're going to get there not too long.
Hmm?
And you're all healthy, no? Thank God. Okay, yeah. Because going through all these body things, it creates, and Baba gave this wonderful point the other day about, offering all
Yeah.
of these
These karmas with the body.
Yes.
One day I'm going to call you on to do a show for the whole night. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to promise to get you back.
Okay, sister.
All right, darling. Much love.
Sure.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
All right, so we had this wonderful blessing of Sister Gita. So many of you have asked me for her, see where she is and how she's doing. So
Yeah.
it was nice to have her on today. Thumbs up if you all enjoyed seeing our lovely Sister Gita tonight. She's very focused. If Sister Gita wishes to acquire something, today I made her my famous cheese pancakes. And she was very, very focused to make sure that she received got two pancakes. And as she was eating the pancakes slowly, she was also hiding some of the pancakes so that she could have some later and that we wouldn't have any more. And I was observing her behavior, and I thought, she's so focused on protecting her pancakes this morning. And then another thing that I've seen, we do compost, and so of course we're all vegetarians, and so with all the vegetables and the greeneries that are left behind, Sister Gita makes sure they're in a bowl, and she takes it across the way to feed her little animals. There are deers out here, fox, squirrels, crows, hawks, and she's very focused, very focused. If I say, Sister Gita, come, put on your jacket, don't go out here just on your own like this, she's just going to go. If I say, Sister Gita, just wait for me, I'll come and help you. No, she's going, And so to be focused is such a gift, because to me it's where you have served a particular thought over and over again, that after a while it becomes automatic pilot. You're just You're just urged to feed that thought, to serve that thought, because you've done it for a long time. Now, sometimes we talk about individuals who are not focused, and you would see them like this, all over the place. One of the blessings that I receive from Santosh and Antonia and a lot of our folks around me is that I'm very focused. There could be a million things happening around me, but I'll focus on what is the priority, what is important, what's beneficial right now. And I think that might be a blessing from Baba, from God, or maybe some past karmas of a past birth. But it's very hard for me to lose sight on what is important. I've had these wonderful occasions with Santosh and others that, let's say if the show has to start at 6, he's having a wonderful time talking with his friends and it's 5:55, you know? And I'll sit, it's never happened, but I'm giving you an example. And I'll sit and I go, Santosh, isn't the show starting at 6? Oh, yeah, yeah. And then he gets up and he gets going, you know? So in one way, he's so focused and engaged and engrossed in his encounter with his friends. And then, you know, he's rolling over that energy now to something that's important, that sometimes it doesn't seem like he's focusing on what really he should be focused on, because the vibrations and the trail of the last thought that was very much giving joy, it gives a lot of joy. There is engagement, there was maybe an experience. The soul still wants to live from that experience. So it comes into a new scene with perhaps new requirements, different needs, and it's trying to catch up. Well, what is it that's needed from me now? And so the soul tries to find that particular place inside of itself to think what's needed, right? And if it's a mechanical thing, or if it's very clinical, then it has to try to put it in place, like 1, 2, 3, 4. If I write things down, I might forget them. I keep them up here. I'm really good at keeping the information and the data here. And I've encountered individuals who write it down and they might repeat it, but yet it's not remembered. Why is that? Because the focus on the value of what the thought means, or the feeling of that moment, because there's something else pulling our attention. When I have lost my focus, which is rare, but when I have lost my focus, for example, now I would say I'm not so focused lately. I would say maybe the last 2 or 3 weeks I've not been as focused because something else has been pulling my intellect. So I've noticed that as the subtler thought process, it's like I'm having 2 separate thoughts at the same time. So I'm not able to really put 100% of my thoughts, words, and energy and thinking into a specific moment. So I'm going through the fundamentals, right? But there's another thought that's going on in my head, a big world of thinking, which seems just as important or maybe even more important. The thing is, I don't have the necessary physical tools to fulfill the importance of that particular thought. So I've been feeling very interestingly like in this dimension. But I still keep my focus because, as I told you, it's one of my strengths. I am a very focused person. Like I really stay on target with what's important. But at the same token, I've noticed that these last 2 or 3 weeks, I can just feel like, like I'm not there, because there's something really important going on with me. It's not like it's a reality, but it is something that has been interjected in the form of my energy, in the process of my energy. And it's like a curved ball. It comes out of nowhere. And as a result of it coming out of nowhere, you're like, oh, wait, where's this taking me? So we have to understand the positive notion and the positivity of focusing, and why we have to be very clear, well, what's important to you? What really is important to you? And try to write down 5 things right now, if you can. that is really, really important to you. 5 things that you value about life more than anything else. And then check, how much do you serve those 5 things with your focused thoughts naturally? Maybe you'll say, I focus my husband or my wife. I value my husband or my wife. I value my children. I value my job. I value working out in the gym. I value cooking. Then throughout the day, let's say you value cooking. Maybe when you're walking around, you're thinking, I think I'd love to make this for the family today. I wonder if I have enough this. I wonder if I have enough that. You're focusing on the food. So when you go in the kitchen, you look for all the ingredients. It comes up instant. You know what you want to do. You've been giving it the thought. You put the ingredients in the pot. You start to fry it up. And in your mind, you're thinking, oh, this is going to taste good with this. This is going to be great with that. And you put all the seasonings, you mix it, and then you really think about how the family will be happy when they get this dish. So focus, we all have it. It's just that when life gives us something to do that we're not very interested in, we don't land it. Antonia, who you know does a lot around and keeps us straight and clear and up and running. Sometimes when she's having a conversation with someone in particular, and the person tends to have a lot of thoughts going on in their heads, and Antonia is sitting there and waiting for the answer to either her question or what the situation is at hand. And so on occasions I'll pass her by having this conversation, and I'll hear her with this mantra with this person, land the plane. Could you just land the plane, please? Get to the point. So, it always makes me laugh, because I will pass by and I'll watch them and I'll see them. And this person is like in a world of, thoughts, and it's very creative. And they're like abstract in their thinking, and well, really, let me explain how this is. And then I see Antonia, she goes, land the plane, bro. Just land the plane. And I get what she's trying to say. Can you stop pulling and wasting my time? Tell me, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6. By the time they get to 6, it's like 6 hours later. And you're frustrated. So what happens when you lack focus, you waste a lot of time. 1, you lose the time of your spiritual energy. 2, you're creating karma with losing the energy of other people's lives. And 3, you're wasting maybe an opportunity to come knocking at your door because you're not focused to even identify this is a good thing for you. So just to give that a thought. So I'd like you to do a little meditation with me on focusing a little more, and we'll see you back in a minute.
Positive focus. Taking just a minute, I reflect on how I can turn what seems to be negative into something positive. I let go of any negative thoughts, lightening the load in my mind, feeling light inside. I focus my mind on the positive, visualizing the problem, choosing to see it as a challenge, visualizing any mistakes, seeing them as opportunities to learn, tuning my mind into a more positive outlook. My day begins to change.
Great. I was looking at our YouTube and I was thinking to myself that every night we tune into each other's vibrations, and anybody who shows up into this vortex, we show up because of love. And that's a powerful vibration and instrument to help us to focus. I've often felt that when there's an element of self-love, there's an automatic energy that governs the decisions that you make. There's like a deeper internal level of focus. If you're focusing on not allowing the love to become inactive, we can inactive, what do they call it? When they deactivate. Yeah, when you deactivate your love and you replace it with attachment, it can become really, really challenging. And one of the most important things for you to do is to recognize that your ability to keep love active is also another form of focus, because you're focusing internally on the deeper aspects of who you are, on why you're here, how you're showing up in the world. And that being mindful about what are the matters that are important to you. Tomorrow we're going to be on a call with Congressman John Lewis, and I want to read this with you, and you're welcome to join. I think if you go on my Twitter handle, you might be able to join on. But the reason why I'm telling you that, John has been focused on helping to eradicate the injustices. And we're going to be on a national call with Congressman John Lewis discussing this new premiere of the movie, Don Portum, I think, and looking at the Good Trouble Faith. That's what it's called, the Good Trouble Faith. He has stayed focused on his vision and his love to, I wouldn't say end racism. Of course, we all want to end racism, but to create some equality between the races. And I'm not saying that black, white, yellow, brown have to be equal. I'm saying that souls have to do the inner work to reach a place of equality. And it should not, the color of your skin should not determine what you get or don't get in life. And when you go back historically and you review the history of this country, there has been some folks who have been very, very focused on maintaining a narrative that is detrimental to a specific race. And I feel that when you mature and you really start to think about these matters, it's hard for you to not be focused in wanting to develop yourself first, so that when you step in front of the world to assist in removing the haze of that darkness in the minds of our brothers and sisters, it requires a really concentrated aspect of the self. Right now, so many of us have such freedoms and such comforts that we might want to stand up and protest for Black Lives Matter. But then after a while we go back to our comforts because we're not accustomed to struggle. I was thinking about the days of Martin Luther King and Angela Davis and Malcolm X and the hundreds of thousands and millions of people who, Emmett Till, they're just some people who are just so focused on a narrative that's been man-made. And you see how powerful the energy of that focus has been to a complete race. Not only to a race, but to an entire country. All because so many people are focused on the same idea, the same thought, the same process. And now that everything is up in the air, from the pandemic to George Floyd, and what's the latest now in Atlanta, and now that everything is up in the air, it's almost as if individuals who have been very, very focused on a specific narrative are somehow maybe having to revisit that narrative. Leaders have come and have made political choices. Why? Because they're focused to keep certain elements of power in place. And when you hear and you see the power of that focus, why can't we as average citizens be just as focused and just as powerful and what is the right and the truthful thing to do? That's why, despite the color of your skin, despite your religious beliefs, despite your political beliefs, and your economic standing in life, can you be focused on living a life of wisdom and truth and love? So that wherever that energy takes you, you're guided with a kind of a self-esteem that nobody can touch you anymore. And even if they do, their minds would trouble them because they touched a good person. I think about the folks who are so focused in believing that the color of someone's skin is superior or inferior to another. The industry in India earns billions of dollars on fair skin ointments, because it's a narrative that's gone around for a long time, that if your skin is fair, you're pretty. And nobody believes that anymore, because it's actually not true. You're pretty if your spirit is kind. You're beautiful if your spirit is humble. You're magnificent if your spirit is love. Doesn't matter. So what should we be focused on now? The outside or the in? Is everybody enjoying this? We need to develop our self-esteem now. And when we develop our self-esteem, we will be able to have a better focus, because whatever life throws at us, we'll catch it with a focused awareness, with a deep sense of ourselves, with a deep understanding. Example, when I see ignorance with people, I don't go there. It's like, okay. And one of the ways I talk about seeking revenge, the only way I seek revenge, get so pure, get so peaceful, get so powerful internally. No one has the courage to say anything to you anymore. And I feel that that's what we're being called to do. When we are hurt, abused, traumatized, stolen from, neglected, abandoned, ignored. That's something I felt. Pushed aside. It's painful. But you say to yourself, how can I build the energy of my worth and my self-esteem, that even if it happens, I don't take it in, or even if it doesn't, or if it does happen, you rise to the call and you're stronger and bigger and better than the scene or the event that took place. We're going to have to start to focus, my friends, on what's important. And what's important isn't the nice outfit, the good-looking girl or guy, the way my hair looks, or, what you call it? my Botox or my what you call this, eyebrow. I like your eyebrows are perfectly done. But I wonder to what extent we can be focused on our self-esteem. And I think that's something that we all have to think about. It's my self-esteem and my self-worth. Am I focused on serving it and taking care of it, despite the events and the circumstances that surround me? Food for thought. Enjoy this really deep meditation on building our self-esteem and really diving into a place of a deep knowing and a deep sense of self.
I turn my thoughts inwards, focusing on my own inner being. I allow the world, with all its complexities, roles, and relationships, to slip away from my mind by filling my consciousness with thoughts of my own inner self. I am peaceful. I am light. I am energy. And from deep within myself, I begin to radiate strength and acceptance. I am standing on the shore of my life, and with my inner eye, I look upon the vast ocean of my inner being. Behind me, I have left all the heaviness and burden of my worldly life. In front of me lies unlimited possibilities of new experiences. My consciousness begins to open to the vast, unlimited energy of the universe and beyond. In my mind's eye, I see a star, a wondrous, radiant star of light that is emanating waves of peace, waves of love towards me. I allow these waves to enter the depths of my inner self. And I am immersed in waves of peace and love. It's as if I've become the form of peace itself. Gentle, light waves of peace filling up my entire being. A divine energy of love is caressing me. And the empty spaces within myself are being filled with love and light. The universal divine energy and my own energy of light and peace combine as if one. I feel myself becoming whole again. The wounds and emptiness within my inner being are healing. I'm filling up with peace and love and acceptance for myself. My inner self is shining brightly with a light that no circumstance of life can dim. I am flowing with my destiny. I am a master, choosing how I will experience my destiny. I have the deepest faith in myself to guide myself through all the troubled waters of life. I understand how each troubled area within my life is leading to new depth and growth within my inner being. I believe in myself. I am whole, intact, full in the richness of my own strength and peace. I am light enough to fly over the biggest mountain of obstacles that life can place in front of me. I have no need to exaggerate future possibilities. And I can leave the past where it belongs. In the past. I can feel the light and strength of my inner being radiating out through my face and eyes like light waves of energy, peace, and joy. I am experiencing the beginning of a journey of discovery into the vast, treasures of experience that lie within the silence of myself. Slowly, I begin to move my thoughts away from my inner silent being. And again, I waken my consciousness to the world around me, the room in which I'm sitting. Slowly, slowly, I look around me with my eyes. The peace and strength that have come to me from my inner journey are still reflecting out through my face, through my eyes. In time, I know I will be able to keep this peace and strength with me all the time, always.
Welcome back and Om Shanti. I love the journey that Santosh takes us on every night with his beautiful selection of meditation travels and spaces and places. The meditation on self-esteem was very profound, wasn't it? And important. And I was thinking that as we were sitting here together, just to show you how profoundly powerful the practice of focus can be for you. Of course, because we're in a good space right now, it might be easy. But when we talk about meditation and we turn our attention inwards and we tell ourselves, I am, let's go for a moment, I, the soul, am filled with love, and I'm sending this message to all areas of the cells of my body, to all of my relationships, to all in my environment, even to the nature. And you find that if you have valued and loved yourself, your relationships, your environment, and the world, it will be so easy to focus your thoughts in that specific area over a long period of time. But a lot of times when we go inside ourselves to meditate, we get distracted by an external image or an external event that took place a while back in our lives. We think about what this one said or didn't do. We think about financial insecurities. We think about, oh, I need to lose 10 more pounds. Or we'll think about our health, or we'll think about the government. You know, what is this government doing? Or you might even think about the injustices that are taking place. And we can't seem to give our thoughts that same level of passion when it comes on to me saying, but I love you. I love you, the soul. And I'd love for you to try this when you go to the restroom tonight before you turn in, and you brush your teeth and wash your face and put on your PJs and get ready to just close the day. And you look into the mirror and you really focus on your eyes with the understanding that you are this living, eternal, beautiful, immortal, loving being of light. And you reach that conclusion, I love you as you are, with room for growth. And you're not saying it intellectually, you're really going there. And you're saying, I really, really appreciate you. And you're no longer critical. You're like, oh, I don't like this pimple on my face, or oh, I don't like the gray in my hair. Or you're not saying, oh, I'm a little bit too fat, or everybody goes, you're getting too skinny, you know. Like, can you just love you for just where you are and what you are? And allow that energy of love to really support and grow and empower everything about you. It's an important point of focus. Because one of the areas we don't focus our attention on is ourselves, the soul. We do it for our bodies, our clothes, our car, whatever. But for the soul, we don't do it for the soul, that energy of light that we are. So give that some try. All right. Any thoughts anyone would like to share tonight? Any questions? As you know, I've had to sneak away the last few nights and we haven't had times for question and answers. So feel free, anything you'd like to share this evening. So rally show, I look forward to this time, and meditation. I'm going to rewind when we're done. It helps with my anxiety. Very nice. Very nice. Hello, Bimla. Today I was reading your card that you sent. I think you must have sent it maybe about 3 weeks ago or about a month ago. And I usually keep the cards that you send, that people send to me, and I read them over and over again. And I feel the love, and I give back the love, and I go, the fact that the person took a pen and paper and wrote the card. And I was reading Portia's card today, and Yvette from Puerto Rico, and I was reading her card today, and Judy, I read her card today, and I was just such beautiful souls. I kept saying, you know, take care of them, be well. And that was my feeling. So Bimala, thank you for the lovely card. Asmita, how beautiful if we focus only on our soul. Yeah, because when we feed the energy, Asmita, of the soul, those thoughts will come with a more lighter perspective. They'll come with more genuine regard for the upkeep of the self, the inner self. And it's a journey, because we are conditioned from the moment we're born. We're smacked on the tush and we're given a name, a gender, a religion, family. And no one is saying you are a beautiful soul, you're such a pure soul. As you grow, always be a peaceful soul. As you run your multi-billion-dollar company, be kind, be loving, be peaceful with your employers. No one ever told us that. So we weren't always focusing on the self, we were focusing on the material self, the physical self. And the inner self was dying and crumbling and getting weaker. So when we sit to meditate, if my mind is weak, it doesn't stay still, because all the thoughts have been going to physical things, not to the spiritual. So that's why when we choose to meditate and we go inwards, it sometimes feels difficult. But it's not. It's just saying, I haven't focused enough on you. And when I sit here to meditate, that's what I'd like to do. So understand that narrative. Just like how I was sharing earlier, how certain particular groups of people have invested in a narrative against certain races of people. Well, we can invest in a narrative about ourselves to such an extent that we won't say certain things, we won't think certain things, we won't do certain things. It's that easy. All right. Devanand Jethwani, thank you. Yes, soul feelings, lovely things. Lovely, thanks. Nice to have you, Devanand. Beautiful to join the community. Glad to have you on. Yes, Shalini, it feels like summer, right? All right, Julie Williams. Yeah, that was an interesting class by Sister Jenty, and she said, who said skin color is 1/16 of an inch deep? Remove 1/16 of an inch and we are all the same color. So true. Good, Dr. Madhavi. I'm glad that you're enjoying the class. Hi, Jessie. So nice to see you. Long time no see, no? So I hope you were doing well. Oh, so nice to see you. And yes, V, nice to have you on. Bartiben, so nice to see you. Glad that everybody enjoyed seeing Sister Gita. She's quite a hoot, isn't she? All right. So as we're getting to a close of our evening, I'd like to thank you. I don't know if there are any questions on the Facebook. I can check. Yeah? No? There's some comments. Thank you for your lovely comments. We really appreciate them a lot. All right, so I guess we'll close off for meditation unless anyone has anything on their heart that they'd like to share. And somebody kicked Sister Gita off her chair and took her chair. So I'd like if Santosh could show the next person, the next little soul that has taken Sister Gita's chair. And there is Happy. Happy just took Sister Gita off the chair. Happy, say hello. Say Om Shanti. Say Om Shanti. Say Om Shanti. As soon as she just went up and kicked Sister Gita off the chair and took her seat. Can you believe that, puppy? Yeah, she knows. So you got to see Sister Gita and you got to see Happy. Now, Santosh, it should be your time, but tomorrow. Yeah, because he says, no, I can't juggle everything.
Talked about animals.
Yeah, the puppies are so cute.
Talked about dogs.
Yes. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and lots of love, lots of peace, lots of purity, lots of joy, lots of wisdom, lots of truth.
Purity.
Lots of purity, lots of truth. Sometimes just take a step back and look at everything in your life. And as you observe it and serve it from a place of having understanding and knowledge. So try not to get into arguments with people, walk around the house angry or upset with anyone. It's so tribal, it's so trivial. It's a loss of your self-esteem, which will help you to focus better. And that's not the times that we're in. Okay? That's not our time anymore. We had a time to play that game, but not anymore. Now is the time to focus the energy inwards, to heal those areas emotionally that are still pending. There are things that are sitting in your sanskaras, in your subconscious field of energy, that are from your past, and they're governing your present if you don't do something about it now. So, in one way, we have vision and we have an aim. Let it keep pulling you, and there's no doubt. But there's a difference between a desire and an aim and a vision. A desire will still be motivated from something of the past, so you're not focused. But if you feel the energy of the aim or the vision, then at your present moment you will feel the natural urgency to have the thought to feed into the manifestation of that vision. And the only thing that takes that long to emerge and make real is the energy of the past. All those experiences of our sanskaras that are sitting inside. So this is the process, this is the game. Just keep going. Your good thoughts won't go to waste. Your good deeds won't go to waste. Even if you don't see the instant results, don't give up. The tendency is if you don't see the result of your efforts, then you go back. They say you backslide. You go off, forget it. The other day, I've been on juicing now for the last, Santos, 2-3 weeks? I've been on a kale and banana juice and just one meal, not a lot of oil, and I've given up coffee completely. And the other morning, I was like, oh God, I just want a cup of coffee. I intentionally just percolated the coffee just to smell it. It smells so good. But I didn't drink it because I'm focused on my well-being. You get that? So I've been redirecting my thought energy on my physical well-being. And even though my energy has been focused on other things, I have to redirect my focus to what is a priority and what is important right now. And whatever sacrifices that will require, you do it. Right? So there's positivity in your ability to stay focused. All right. So I hope everybody enjoyed themselves tonight, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night. And thank you so much for joining us always and sharing it with your friends. I've been hearing and getting wonderful emails from folks that I've shared it with my family and my friends, and they love it, all the way from India to Europe to Brazil. So many places are listening in. So, obrigado, muchas gracias, thank you so much, shukriya, shukran, merci. German, Dankeschön, Dankeschön, right? And arigato, Japanese, and ohai kasamai, Korean, and Chinese or Mandarin, ni hao. So again, you can say thank you in so many ways, but hopefully our hearts and our minds and our good wishes and vibrations of love can transmit that to you. We just say thank you. Have a lovely night. Take care.
side.